Stone double review. So,
bruh.
I'm skipping. No, fuck it. I'm skipping straight to chapter 150. What, bro?
Yeah. This
Dr.
chapter
Stone,
was hype as hell. The
Dr.
fucking plane.
Stone, literally, like, bro. Like,
Dr. Stone just flexed. Like, this became a whole different manga right now.
Like, bro, like, first of all, whamming machine gun. Like, bro, I was like, as soon as I
whamming machine gun is a weird thing to say.
14,
She's a pilot. She's more than just a machine gun.
Page 14, not bad, not bad at all. I was like, lipstick, that's a woman. That's a whamming.
Whoa! How dare you? This is 2020. Anyone can wear lipstick? You ever heard of a man named fucking Ivankov from One Piece?
Anyway, now, bro, like, and I'm
just saying, in like 50 years, you're gonna sound real misogynist.
Yeah, well, I'll wait till I'm 50. I'll probably be dead by then. Anyway, first of all, this page with her, it's just fucking beautiful.
Oh,
the
yeah.
cigarette,
phenomenal character design.
shit, the fucking it blows my mind. It really blows my mind. Like, Dr. Stone is so fucking good because it's been forever since the start of the series to now. It literally completely didn't even transpire that someone else could break free on their own from the stone. Like, I got so used to them needing
Senku being the one.
The revival fluid, that I completely forgot that there are people who can break down. Taiju did it. Senku did it. Like, I think the big reason, at least for Senku, is because he was under that like bat guano liquid that was turning into the revival fluid kind of on its own, or something like that. Right? Was it? I have to go back and look.
Yeah, he was in a cave and there was like some shit dripping on him because it was like hardened up bat guano in the cave.
Oh, okay.
And that was turning into the nitric acid or some shit like that. That's how they got the original. Remember the original revival fluid? They were using that liquid, mixing it with other shit to try to like recreate it.
Mm-hmm. So it just blows my mind because I completely forgot about that.
It's not like anyone, like under any circumstance, can just like break free. I think that there has to be certain.
I mean, we'll have to see how this person did it.
Right.
Because
yeah.
Clearly, it heavily implied that they broke all on their own. Well, at least the science guy did. So, I mean,
but all it would take is, with billions of people, all it would take would be one person to be under some sort of, like, you know, like certain thing dripping on him. I don't know. I guess I need to go back and relook, but I thought it was implied. I guess, see, now I need to know how Taiju broke out, because I know Senku is because he was under the fucking, or no, was it Taiju? God damn it, now I'm fucking lost.
Because I remember Senku was discounting.
You have your first volume, right? Go look. How'd they break out?
Yeah, it's in the box. Let me go get it.
Oh, jeez.
Hold on.
You do that, and I'll get it up on the virtual, and we'll see who gets it first.
Dr. Stone. All right, I found it.
Okay. Let me know. How'd they break out?
All right. So, chapter 1. Blah, 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 blah. No freaking way. I ain't dead yet. Stone Bird. Okay. So, how many centuries, how many decades? Think about it. I won't forget my Sith. I'll tell you the Rehawk. I'll die and come back to life to do it.
Well, both. I want to know both. How did Taiju break out and how did Senku break out? One of them, they were in a cave and some shit was dripping on them. Literally. Bad shit.
So, Taiju broke out in a cave.
Was some shit dripping?
Nope, nothing was dripping on him. He broke out on his own. It looked like maybe the stone was weakened because he was thinking about his mind, but I can show here. I'll turn on my camera for you.
Oh, man. You fucking doing this? Hold up. Wait. I can be extra right now. Here comes display capture. You're... Oh, fuck. Real Thurman making a goddamn cameo? Hold on. I gotta get rid of, like, your... You know what? I'll keep it there. Wait a minute. I'm gonna make this professional looking. Hold on. Okay, wait. Okay, Real Thurman is now making a cameo here. All right. Oh, shit. What's happening? Uh-oh. Where'd you go? You're gone now. This is unprecedented. Okay, go.
I'm right here. Okay, so here it is, right here. You can see, right? Okay. Can you see?
Yeah. Move it up a bit. No, over to the side. Okay, there we go. Okay. Yep.
So he's in a cave, right? He's in a cave, and you see cracks, and he breaks it. He breaks out, right?
Nothing dripping.
Nothing dripping. Nothing's implied, and he immediately walks outside.
Man. Okay, now how about Senku?
So Senku,
bro, this is we're breaking new ground. This is a historic controlled chaos.
So Senku,
How do you guys feel about video? Would you want to see our ugly mugs, or we got to do something about the visuals? It's not good, but we're self-conscious about how we look. Okay, gosh, we're just nerds. We don't look good.
So, because Taiju asked, as he said, how do you know the exact date? He was like, I counted. He kept counting. I feel my fading out. He counted. He counted. He counted. Then blah, 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 blah. I knew if that. Okay, so he says, in the darkness this whole time for real. I knew that if I could at some point, will awaken myself. I don't know. I think that's translation. I knew that if I could at some point, will myself to awaken. And emerging in winter bare naked without food means it's a game over. Survival, depending on blah, 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 blah. Okay, so... Alright, so let me skip to... I believe the first chapters actually have him.
Don't worry, I'll edit around so this goes quicker in post.
Yeah. Okay, so blah, 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 blah. Okay, so use the Riha. Alright, they revived. This nigga.
I swear. What? So I wonder then if the conditions are you have to either be continuing, like keeping your brain active. Like that could be something, or B, and like I'm sure it's been mentioned in the 150 chapters. Please tell me if it has. But like I was under the impression that one of them was under some drip and shit, and that was what was doing it. But maybe it is literally just like you have to be keeping your brain active, and like it takes like a special person with like crazy strong conviction. And like remember, Taiju, he kept his brain active through the power of boners. You know, like he was about to go fucking tell his girl how he felt. Did he ever do that? Has he still not told her?
He hasn't done it yet.
What a bitch.
I mean, he has more important things.
Nah, you think, bro, they've been on that island. It took a year to build that ship. You don't think there was a lonely night where he wanted to smash? Come on now.
Okay. So the first chapter doesn't really say anything about Senku's rap.
You got the whole goddamn first volume, brother. Take your time. I'll edit.
No, the first volume doesn't. I think the next volume does.
Well, put it in the comments. Remind me. All right, say goodbye to video, Thurman. You wanna do a little wave or something before I get rid of you? Video, Thurman.
So yeah, it looks so. From Taiju broke out completely on his own. So, like I was saying,
all right, you right. When you write, you write.
You tried to
No, I just misremembered. I'm pretty sure one of them got some. It was something about bat guano in a cave dripping on him.
Probably
I guess,
was Senku, but
yeah, I guess that means that yeah. So I imagine like something about keeping yourself mentally active and maybe like less than. But I guess I would just think if that was like super common, there'd be a lot more humans running around. So I have to imagine that it's really not common. Like you have to be like some extra crazy extreme motherfucker to keep yourself mentally active. Like we're talking like less than 0.01% of people could do this. Yada yada yada.
I'd assume you have to be really smart, or you have to have like
hella conviction.
Taiju said a lot because he really wanted to confess to, and that was the only thing on his mind.
Yeah.
Right. So
singular
that's
shit. Whereas Senku just counted the seconds.
Yeah. And then, so everyone else, I assume, will probably be, so this guy probably so it'll probably be explaining how he revived himself, but,
Okay. Now, you want to talk real quick about the color page and, people complain about how they draw women, and I don't understand it.
Why?
You haven't heard, a lot of people that don't want to get into Dr. Stone, they say they don't like the alien bug eyes on the women.
What?
It's a real thing, bro. It's fucking everywhere.
On Twitter? On Twitter?
I broke Thurman.
On Twitter?
Everywhere. Literally real life. Fucking Andy won't get into it for that reason.
Wow. I didn't know that was a thing. I'm shocked, honestly. I thought the woman in Dr. Stone looked pretty realistic, but I guess not.
That's definitely not how women look like in real life. But their eyes are definitely off to the side of their head quite a bit, but it doesn't bother me. It's just an art style. I can't fathom not reading something because of an art style.
Oh, you talking about the people who won't read One Piece because of that very reason?
Yeah.
I mean, that's fine, I guess. I mean,
It's not fine. You're
like I
dumb.
said, to be fair though, there are some series that I don't like the art, and I probably won't read it because I don't like the art because the art makes it kind of hard to read.
I
Like
guess your ass is dumb
I love
then, because like story over everything.
one, but his webcomic One Punch Man, his One Punch Man webcomic is kind of
So
Mob Psycho is pretty good though. But,
I literally,
but it's
I,
just
was gonna say, I have a physical volume of Mob Psycho, and I have to read through that doo art. Like I'm still gonna do it. It's Mob Psycho.
so it's just like I don't
Either
know.
way,
I enjoy Mob Psycho's art.
Dr.
It was
Stone.
definitely better,
The reveal of that plane was phenomenal. Like, just like it was such a no way moment. Like, there's no way. And what that shows is one of two things. Either I don't, because they're trying to do the classic fucking like power scaling trope of shonen, where it's like he's even better than Senku. Although I have a feeling it's going to be revealed not necessarily better than Senku, but that they had more of a head start. You know what I'm saying? That just seems to be more right to me. Like I don't see like, oh, he's actually literally smarter than Senku. I see it more as like it may have very well been revived like a good 5-10 years before Senku even was. So I'll be interested in that, their whole story, yada yada. Because like the cool part is I saw a bunch of spoiler shit on Twitter. I saw a bunch of people posting like the final panel, recolorings of the final panel. I assumed that the woman that was flying the plane was the scientist, like because I kept seeing that panel. But no, we have not seen the scientist. So like I wonder what their design's gonna be like. I'm very curious.
Yeah. So, I'm assuming, obviously, because it's a mad scientist. So this guy.
Did they say that?
This is the first time in a while they're actually going to have someone who's as smart or maybe even smarter than Senku. So.
Oh, it's phenomenal to see Senku like legitimately have like a Blackbeard-esque rival. Like every character has to have like their equal, like someone who finally like challenges them both like. Usually in shonen, like they challenge them physically and like psychologically and like ideologically. Like they just have their perfect like opposites, but they're also like an equal power scale. I love that shit.
Yeah, so I'm definitely curious about where it's gonna go. Because now that we know there's another scientist out there, and they're being hunted.
Yeah, that made this arc so much more interesting.
Like, because you were like, bro, I call this the exact same thing. Why these manga authors are literally like on my side.
I've called plenty of shit. Don't pretend like I haven't.
What I said before this arc began, like, how
many weeks ago was it where you were like literally saying like, bro, are you secretly Horikoshi? Like, come on now.
Okay, but this is I don't bash you for having theories, bro. You bash every theory.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the persona I have, bro. Like,
yeah, but it makes it even better when I prove you wrong every time. Like, I'll never forget your reaction to the fact that I was right about Deku having multiple quirks, and you were just stumped. You were just like, oh, I hate it. I don't like it.
Pretty filth.
I will always remember that review because that's so funny. You were just
go back and watch that one. It's a good video.
You were so flabbergasted, dude. Just like shit.
Ben 10.
I hate it. Deku 10.
I never know the words, but I love that part of the opening where it's like na 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 na. Cause he's the baddest bitch who ever saved the day, Ben 10. Anyway, Dr. Stone. I am a big I fucking Senku, man. Like, he is literally one of the best written characters I've ever seen. He's able to embody so many like personalities, but it doesn't feel like he's just a character that they're giving everything to. It doesn't feel cringe or like badly written. I love that he can be like the super serious smart character while also being like, hey guys, you want to steal that fucking plane? And he's not just like, we're gonna steal this plane for science, and so we have a great, he's not like Lelouch from fucking Code Geass, like, oh, this is just merely another chess piece on my game to, win this war. He's like, nah, bro, I want a fucking plane.
Like, he's definitely a character who, he's not one-dimensional, and that's how he's supposed to be.
And that's tough, right? As a writer, one of the toughest things to do is make a character not one-dimensional, but also make them feel grounded in their own personality. Because anyone, like take me or you, for example, we can have sad moments, we can have happy moments, we can have angry moments. Everyone has the full gambit of emotions, but what makes that person specifically that person is the way in which they do it. There's little tiny intricacies in how someone gets angry versus how that guy gets angry. Do they react violently? Do they react with words? Do they react by cowering? You know, like, it's all these little things, and Senku never feels like I've had moments where I'm reading certain characters and I'm like, well, that just feels like the generic anger and generic sad. Typically, Promised Neverland characters is what I jump to immediately. Like, they all get angry in the same way. They all get happy in the same way because they're little fucking robots. So I love it. Senku's writing is phenomenal, and I bring that up because his just joy and elation in stealing this plane is phenomenal. And it's so funny too because, like, I love that he doesn't claim to rise above any, like, he's not one of those people that's like, I am so morally superior than the people I'm fighting, right? He never claims to be the moral better or take the moral high ground from any of the people he's fighting. So like these people, for example, like, it's not like he's like, I can't believe they'd make such a weapon of death. That's horrendous, using science like that. Like, Albert Einstein was known for, like, hating how his science was used to make weapons and, like, nukes and shit. And Senku over here is like, oh, fuck yeah, plane, hell. I love him.
Yeah, and it makes it better too because you have to remember, like, Senku's still like a teenager, right? This man, I know we forget the man's a teenager, but he still is. So it's even better to have.
He's the best kind of teenager, a teenager who acts way older than they really are. Like, that's how Utena was when I first met her. Like, our artist, she was goddamn like 15, 16, and like I'm talking to her in voice chat. And she's like talking to me like a 25-year-old, and I'm like, oh my god, what? You know what I mean? And she's phenomenal, and he's phenomenal. And all kids suck unless you're like this. Like, most teenagers, you know the type. Like the people you went to high school with, super immature, and like if you try to like hang out around a teenager now, like have you had those kind of moments where you're like cringing hardcore because like their jokes and just like how mean they are to each other, and they're just so immature. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, trust me, I definitely know what you're talking about, bro.
Like, if Senku was real, like, he'd be one of those, like, rare kids where I'd be like, oh, I can fucking hang with you, bro. Like, you're cool as shit.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And it's crazy, too, because Senku is just a very, chill, laid-back guy. Like, he's just, very casual, very chill, he knows how to have fun. He knows when to take seriously. He's like the type of guy you want to hang around with. Someone who's just, doesn't really worry too much about certain shit.
He's the perfect example of that meme where it's like, get yourself a girl who can do both. Like, that is him.
Oh, yeah.
Now, back to the chapter. I forgot that, like, he does that shit with his hands when he's thinking. Because, like, I was straight up like, was my man about to pull out some fucking jutsu? Like, what the fuck?
That's his brain blood.
Bro, I straight up was like, bro, what is this Naruto shit right now?
Yeah, because he doesn't. He still says 10 billion%. He still says that, but he hasn't said it in a while. I feel like
good for this author. It's like when the Naruto author started phasing out fucking believe it, or well, in Japanese it was like the detaiabeo or whatever the fuck. But like, good, phase that shit out.
Bro, what's wrong with the catchphrases?
Catchphrases, bro. Come on now. Catchphrases are crazy. Try hard, and they're forced. Extra forced.
Going ghost, dragging up. What's the sitch? Like, bro.
Wait. Who? Oh, okay. I was like, who the fuck are you talking about? You're talking about Kim Possible and What the Sitch?
Yeah, you didn't know what the sitch was?
No, of course I know What the Sitch. That's why I just said. I was confused because I thought we were talking about anime, and then you started bringing out goddamn Kim Possible.
No, because did you not hear what I said prior?
No, I didn't. I was moving.
I said we're Americans.
Oh.
And then I brought up shows, Going Ghost, Dragging Up,
Give me, okay, so let's see if you can find me a catchphrase in one of my favorite shows. Give me a catchphrase from Hunter x Hunter.
There's none.
Can't do it.
Okay. Does it matter?
It does. I want you to prove me wrong. Find me a catchphrase that I was okay with.
A catchphrase. First of all, like I said, Americans.
What's Deku's catchphrase, bitch?
Like American cartoons, like comic books, like we like up and away, like never fear, underdog is here, like yabba dabba do, like bro, like catchphrases, like You have to realize catchphrases are very last longing, right? Very.
Last longing. You mean long lasting?
It's
You
true.
bite. You fucking.
You know it's true. Like if you
No,
trade.
you realize the phrase is long lasting. You said last longing.
Oh, last longing, whatever.
No.
long.
Okay, continue.
Whatever, right? Like you know that shit sticks with you. Like you kidding me? Like Yabba Dabba Doo. Like if you said Yabba Dabba Doo, people would be like, oh, Flintstones. If you said like Going Ghost, like oh, get it? Like bro, like you can hate on catchphrases all you want, but they are very long lasting among adults and children alike because people love that shit. Like gotta catch them all. Are you kidding me? You tell me you never said gotta catch them all? Like. Bro, like
yeah, fair, yeah, sure. It's
like,
done to like dig it. It's like the same way the reason like advertisements have like ba da ba ba ba. It's done to like get into your brain and like make you think of the series. Yeah, I know.
I mean, to be fair, there are some that are cringy, but I mean, like we're also counteracting to that. We're older now.
I had no issue with it. It was just kind of like a roll your eyes every time I saw it with the 1,000,000,000% one. I was like, okay.
Once you bring in Hunter x Hunter, you know you're on some shit. You're just like
high marks, bro. Hunter x Hunter is the pinnacle of writing. Prove me wrong. I will look to Hunter x Hunter as an example.
So it's just like, okay, you have Hunter x Hunter. Ooh, Hunter doesn't have a catchphrase, and look now, and no one remembers Hunter x Hunter. So there you go.
She kind des. All I can think of is like APR, Knuckles' fucking power. Is like, your time is up, your debt is increased, your time is up. But that's just a power.
So listen.
She kind des, motherfucker. Okay.
So I'm just saying that catchphrases, no matter how cringy people might think it is, they're not that bad.
Right.
And Senku has his. So now, and to be fair, his is now in meme form.
Oh,
He's
really?
in the meme. I'm 10 billion% sure this man is capping and shit like that.
Capping.
You know, I'm
what
telling
does that mean? Capping?
like I'm 2 billion% sure that this
you can't
man.
even say it, bro. It's not...
Like because I'm too stupid. Only smart people can say it correctly. Go ahead and say it.
Okay, how do you feel about how they took down the plane? That was interesting. One of the things I do like about this series is they remember the strengths of everybody. It's like, fucking Kirasame, I specifically remember you having a good throwing arm. You want to throw this? I love that shit.
So, yeah, I mean, I like how as quickly they get along so well. It's just like, all right, Senku, I need this, and this. Senku's like, all right.
Oh, yeah, dude, they're such a well-oiled fucking machine of a team. It's just like everyone knows what the fuck they gotta do, and they fucking rock it out. Like, they haven't had a goddamn argument, like a legit one, in so long. In fact, we're kind of overdue for one of those.
Ooh, we're looking for a Luffy Zoro.
Pull out my Joy Boy theories. Let's go. Hey, YouTube, Joy Boy here. So today we're talking about Dr. Stone and how Senku and fucking this character throws fucking dart are gonna fight. I actually love Joy Boy, by the way.
So with that being said, like, does that mean that like, if that were to happen, like, who would Senku argue with? Like, not Taiju. I'm sorry.
Taiju he's lost all relevance. If something happened with Taiju right now, how many people would care?
Like, bro, I go, like, if I see that, bro, that could be the office way of bringing Taiju back into the playing field. Like,
Taiju fucking decides to actually not be a little bitch boy and like think for himself.
All jokes aside, though, like, the author clearly still considers Senku and Taiju like best friends because they've been together since they were kids.
Yeah, sure.
Like all three of them. So it's just like we can see, like, out of nowhere, like, Taiju's like, Senku, don't do this, blah, 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 and they have like a Zoro Luffy shit,
but
right?
What are Senku's morals and like values? What values does he hold?
That's true, and that's something we'll probably have to find.
So we don't really have any strong like grasp on his like morals and shit.
But I mean, it really will depend on like it probably has something to do with like Yuzuriha or something like that.
Oh shit, yeah, Yuzuriha, I'm gonna need you to fucking go do this very dangerous thing because I'm Senku and sometimes I forget about, I don't know, people's feelings or something, I don't know, and then, how dare you with my woman? No, you know what? Honestly, I don't know if the author would do this, but we make this joke a lot, but like, I actually want to see some cucking go on. I want to see Senku just stroll up and like, because Senku, he's one of those characters, you see these a lot in like anime, someone who like without even trying, all the women are into him, like think like early Sasuke. You remember?
Yeah.
So like imagine for a second Taiju getting jealous of like how all the women are into I would love that.
He doesn't like
Senku's like, bro, I'm not even trying. Like, I don't. Do I look like someone with a sex drive?
I just have to. It had to be believable. That's the only thing. Like, I'd have to. Of course.
Feel it.
I'd have to feel it.
I'm mostly kidding, but like, it'd be funny. Anyway, more things to talk about. So I have like a mental timer. If we go off topic for too long, I fucking screech it back. Okay. This like fucking robot mech suit, whatever the fuck that she is in. What the hell?
Bro, she's in the fucking Iron Man suit.
Yo, wait a minute, Tony Stark.
She's in the Hulkbuster right now.
That's actually kind of awesome. Like, and they got like radio comms shit and like, oh my god, it's so cool. Like her armor is legit fucking awesome.
Because you know what's crazy too? It's crazy to think about that. Like America is probably one of the most advanced when it comes to weaponry.
It makes a lot of money on it. It's because we don't give our people health care, and so that's the deal we make. Like you don't get health care, but we'll have some good ass weapons.
So the one thing I want to see happen is because technically speaking, they're outgunned because in America, and like you said before, we don't know how long this guy's been awake. Mm-hmm. America is one of the most advanced countries in the world when it comes to weaponry. So he has more tools to work with. To be fair, though, it's been...
By tools, do you mean his mind? Because, like, everything was eroded. Like, he didn't have any pre-existing tools.
Yeah, I know that. But I'm saying, his mind, basically. Like,
sure, I mean, maybe he was, like, a head of Raytheon or something. Like, one of these, like, hardcore, weapon development plants or something.
It makes sense because if he was someone of the old world and... if maybe he was like a gun owner or
a gun owner, no,
like that.
Being this smart, I'm hoping he like worked for like the U.S. government. I would love it if he like worked for the CIA or like that'd be cool as fuck.
Yeah, like FBI, shit like that.
Yeah,
because if you work in the government, you're gonna know how nuclear shit works.
Well, there's definitely like weapons scientists, like people that design new weapons. Like, what if he's like one of those?
Yeah. So if you one of those guys, they're kind of fucked.
Oh, that'd be cool as hell. Like and they could have different strengths and weaknesses. Like Senku, for example, has like an all-around scientific knowledge, which is why like their weapons are very like basic. Like that's not the first thing that came to Senku's mind, weapons. Whereas this guy might specialize in weapons. You know what I mean? Like that may have been like his top priority. Like food afterthought, society afterthought, whatever. But we're gonna have some fucking weapons, and that would be the true American way.
Oh, the American dream.
Enough weapons to tell everyone to fuck off.
Yep, guns, bacon, and weed.
Guns, bacon, and weed. But yeah, I love that they have that plane now, and I hope I'm loving Senku's face, and I hope that he gets to reverse engineering, fixing it up, and now they have a plane. So that's kind of cool.
Busted plane. But both of these chapters together, I give it a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, Dr. Stone is so good at reinventing itself. Every time I think, like, it's almost like it's a meta feeling that I can't, like, quantify with, like, words or anything, but, like, every time I read a different series, I get a different, like, feeling, like a different emotion. And, like, that emotion is what I, like, think of whenever I think of the series. And with Dr. Stone, it's very inconsistent. Like, the beginning of the series feels totally different than now. A couple arcs ago feels totally different than now. It's able to reinvent itself every arc. Even more than, like, One Piece does. Like, it feels now like we're going to have a heavier focus on battles now. And the way that they can get around this, because I've always made fun of the battles in the past and like the choreography not being amazing, but I loved the chase, like the airplane chase on the boat shit. That was phenomenal. So if they want to make the battles more like that, like tactitional, like with weapons and like shit like that, I could see this manga being really good at that. So I'm looking forward to that.
Senku decides to do that, we can finally do our chaos battle with Senku versus Usopp.
It'd be that. Oh goddamn! It'd be really interesting because it would not. It would. That'd be hard to debate because it would be more about their brain power, what they have access to. You know what I mean? So, because like, what do you give Senku? Because Senku is nothing in a battle without his stuff. Like he's got to have this chapter here. He had in his pocket. He had a vial of that chemical to make that gas. You know what I mean? If he doesn't have all of his shit, but you also just can't give him everything he's ever used because that's ridiculous. So it's like the question then becomes, how much does he have? You know.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll have to stick with the Ratchet versus Usopp battle because but
Ratchet and Clank.
yeah, bro.
Yeah,
that's
keep an eye out for fucking death battles. We're trying to bring him back to the fucking channel if Thurman will ever let me film one with him.
Mm-hmm.
This weekend. Yay.
We'll see.
What do you mean we'll see? What do you mean we'll see? Why? Why can't you say yes? Why can't you commit to saying yes on this video?
Because my job. I'm going back to work.
Whatever. We have to.
Also,
we have to film one.
So, yeah, you're right. Because just in case I get coronavirus and I end up croaking,
Oh shit. Who do we need to replace you with?
Oh.
Call up your sister.
You need a minority though, because you can't.
Yeah, it's very important. You are very important to the channel's optics.
You'll be racist. You need another minority.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that's Dr. Stone. Also, you'll be fine, Thurman. Like, the chances of you actually dying from it are quite low. Still be careful.
All right, bro.
Because trust me, these are things I worry about. I want you to die.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
Appreciate that. My best friend doesn't want me to die. Thank you. And with that, peace.